Washington, D.C. As the capital of the world's most powerful country, this area is home to hundreds of thousands of people from all around the world. Whether it be in the suburbs of Northern Virginia or down the metro in Maryland, some form of art is always being made. When we think about DC, we immediately visualize things like the politics and the president, the monuments and the statues, the go-go music of the 1970s and the hardcore punk bands of the 80s, the Capitals and even Ben's Chili Bowl. But there is one culture thriving within the DMV that many people aren't aware of just yet: hip-hop. While artists like Wale and Desharu have put this region on the map for hip-hop music, there's also many more less recognized artists that have been contributing to the hip-hop culture of the area for many years. So whether they're DJs, breakers, graffiti artists, or MCs, they've turned their passion and experience into an outlet of positive art that continues to inspire and amaze. The DMV hip-hop world is full of people from all walks of life. It's not constrained to one sex, race, or age group. But what is hip-hop? We decided to get filled in by the most innovative and creative minds in the area.
My heart is crushed, rough exterior like Spartacus. You're hard to trust, so my guard is up. Don't start with us, I'll spark a Dutch. Marketing art's already hard enough. I gotta start a clutch and clutch. My heart is crushed, rough exterior like Spartacus. You're hard to trust, so my guard is up. Don't start with us, I'll spark a Dutch. Marketing art's already hard enough. I gotta start a clutch and clutch.
What is hip hop? Hey, hip hop is the culture. You know what I'm saying? You know, hip hop is comprised of the music. It's comprised of the beat, all of the things, the elements of hip hop. You've got MCing, you got DJing, you got graffiti, you got breakdancing, but you also got other elements that have grown as far as beatboxing. You also got production. But really, that's really focused around the music. But with that, you also get the clothing. You know what I'm saying? Like hip hop is also a type of the dialect. It's the culture, it's the whole life.
Necessity, a recipe for disaster. Have to haves, have to have the have-nots bored to death. The other half seem bored with debt. Fascinated with
began as an expression of discontent with American society, and I think the ultimate irony is that it's become American society. It's about as capitalist as you get, both in terms of the creation and selling of all the products and all that stuff. So.
It's a bit of a, I mean, it kind of is like whatever you want to adapt it to be in your own life. Like for me, it is a bit of a culture and a quote-unquote lifestyle. I mean, I do hip-hop music. I do a lot of music, but hip-hop is ultimately what got me into music. It was kind of like the front door that opened up to get me into this whole big, expansive world of music. I mean, but even like, it's so pervasive in my life because The slang we use is like hip hop oriented. The dress, you know what I mean? I don't really consider myself too hip hop right now, but you know, like hip hop kind of cool, like shirt and the hat kind of twisted a little bit. I mean, I feel like that's hip hop to me, you know what I mean? So I would say it's definitely a culture. I mean, it's a lot more than music, trust me. It's because it's seeped into every other facet of like the, you know, the world for real, you know, from clothing to, you know, even politics. People, you know, reference hip hop. Like Obama had the reference to Jay-Z when he was doing his, you know, rounds and whatnot. So it's everywhere, man. But it's if anything, I guess the best way to encapsulate it would be to say it's a culture, you know.
So hip-hop isn't just rhyming on a microphone. It encapsulates breakdancing to lively music, painting graffiti on walls and other surfaces, and DJing to make new songs for people to groove to. And thankfully, the DMV area is full of life when it comes to hip-hop.
I remember how excited you were to get the call, so you can make some money to finally buy a new car. And when you make some money, you gonna pay off your cards. Well, at least you got your car. That's the motivation and drive that will get you far. Never a great ending without a good start. And speaking about life, we both know it's too short. That's why I feel compelled to share with you what's on my heart.
One important aspect is graffiti. When young artists had no canvases to paint on, they took their amazing talent to the city wall. The Wall of Fame. It's not just a place for taggers to paint, but a holy grail in the graffiti world. Taggers from all around the DMV area have come to this mile-long stretch of vacant buildings to express themselves.
It's like cold mornings and warm nights. The form sights, it's all bright, and in my head music makes it feel alright. Cold mornings from long nights, the wrong type of song strike a short life from pride sparks and gunfight. Let's twist scenarios like smoke from a long pipe, combine it with the cloudiness of life to make the song tight cold, like waking up from a diagonal sleep, reminiscing on what happens when the alcohol speaks. I mean, it's beef to battery, but also something that has to be making you feel fly, friendly, sky down as gravity. Actually, like off rhythm rights, the thought snapped to me. It's like a widow queen who wasn't married happily. Warm nights, I finally put the ideas together and colonized the piece of rhymes are going to.
Many cities like LA and New York have artists that define them. But what makes the DMV's hip-hop so special and unique?
Mr. Label President, this is for the residents in the $8 residence. I've been broke, look man, I'm still broke. Got $1 in a dream and hope that still floats. I look fly, but my clothes be thrift. I'm just a little different, ordinary, don't it?
I think each city has their own definition, provided the tradition in that city, the culture, what was started there. From what I have learned, DC has a great, rich history of music, from jazz to the style of music that is pretty much coined there is go-go, which is a unique style of music. It's got influences from other styles of music, but it forms its own thing when you put it all in the pot. I think what makes DC stand out is that they stay true to their selves, to their brand, to their roots. You know what I mean? As far as their go-go music is theirs, you know what I mean? And they pretty much stay true to how they conjure it up. There's not going to be too much of a difference from one band to the next band when it comes to go-go music, other than their own little essence that they can offer to it. But they all, each of them, stay true to go-go music's roots.
Is one of the biggest defining characteristics of DC. Because DC has its own music, it's created a bubble around DC where nobody else outside of DC pretty much, I mean, there's some other other cities that do appreciate it, like Philly or certain spots in North Carolina, but outside of those few satellite spaces, nobody else really listens to DC. So I think that's definitely the most distinguishing characteristic of it.
Well, I think, we have go-go, back in the day, Junkyard, signed to Def Jam,